Well, hey there, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger. We finished the BP9000, which is a JFET buffer, a Electro Harmonics baseballs. It's kind of a twin filter envelope follower, a flatline compressor that uses this little Vactrol here. It's not a roll your own, that's a Vactrol. And then a DOD 250 overdrive, a Yamaha NE1 preamp, or is it just a parametric EQ? You tell me. It runs off of 12 volts. This is a lithium ion. So these are rechargeable batteries. Little LED, knobbies, bypass switch for the auto wah, bypass switch for the overdrive, and then some type of frequency curve, EQ curve switch, which one is flat, one is shallow, and one is deep. And these are the resonant peaks of the parametric EQ. Everything's working. Although on this little practice amp, you know, I don't have a bypass switch for the compressor, but you can it's working. At this point, I need to put in pull down resistors. I completely didn't even think of that on the bypass switches because they are popping. But I'll play a little bit here just for a second. That's the parametric EQ. I'm going to now turn the volume down and engage the auto wah. Engage the distortion with the parametric EQ. See, this is where normally this bass, I run this with the tone all the way down and the neck pickup. So yeah, this would be the kind of the clean tone. About right there. And then for overdrive, so there you go. That's the all-in-one bass idea thingy, analog thingy that we slapped together over the past, was it 3 or 4 days? Probably 4. We got sidetracked and did a lot of other stuff in here. So when I say, oh boy, it was 4 days on this thing, we could have done it in 2. But I got a lot of other stuff done. Now I will show you. Why don't you pan around to here? One of the neat things is we wired the get the LED. I'm gonna hit the switch and it comes on, but then when we unconnect the input, so let's say it shuts itself off. So let's say the switch gets bumped in transit. Well, it won't turn on. And the bummer about this design is that you have to remove the top. You have to take 3 screws out to change the batteries. And it's kind of a little bit of a cheese off, getting the cheese off. That's a good one. Getting the lid to pop on here. You see this tab is bent on the top. So it's not all hunky-dory. I still have to, work the proverbial bugs out of the unit a little bit. And we've got parts for a Demeter compulator, which is it's a better compressor for the bass guitar. It's just the design that I put in here, so yeah, that's the final thing. That's what it looks like. We will, except I'm gonna sink these screws in and it'll pull it together a little bit. It's a little funky in here because of the hardware, the nuts that hold this handle on here, but that's only going to bother me when I take the batteries out to change the batteries, and it doesn't really mean. I'd rather have a handle on it than not. So there you go. It will be pulled up here once we put the screw in. It'll look a little better, but point being, the compressor that's in here is called a flatline compressor, and it was designed with a minimal parts count, like super cheap budget, like anybody could build one of these things at home, kind of if you have the right LED and CDS cell. So I digress, but yes, I think our LED and CDS cell, our Vactrol is very close. It measured, I think 1.2, was it 10.2 M, something 1.2 M, it was supposed to be 1. So we were a little bit over on the resistance. When I built it, I completely modded the layout. There was a guy who had built the flatline a bunch of times, and he said, if you put a resistor in here and you couple of different things that I did. It was a lot of mods. It was a lot. And one of those mods was to put a resistor and a capacitor on the Vactrol side, on the LED side of the Vactrol, or was it the? I can't remember now. So it's a modified flat line that supposedly has more leeway. It's kinder to the Vactrol end of the deal, because that's where people have a hard time building a flat line that really works properly. Is they can't get the right Vactrol and the circuit's non-forgiving. So by applying these modifications, it can be more forgiving. I really don't know. I'm hearing that it is compressing, but it's not super squishy. And for this base always needs a lot of compression. And you know what? I'm gonna build the Demeter compulator. I've got the stuff coming. I got a PCB. I got the chips coming, and I've got the actual Vactrol ordered, the correct Vactrol. And that's just how I'm able to sleep at night, is knowing that. And I know there's a lot of DIY guys out there who are like, that doesn't matter, and just do it and mod it and all that. I really don't like that. I would rather build it how that it was designed to do, and know that you're getting optimal performance because you used the correct value part, even if that means going out of your way, and which we will go out of our way. This thing's going to get opened up. I'm going to have to, do surgery on it. Basically, rip the compressor out, and then more than likely what I will do is remove the input and output wire and the power wire from that circuit, and then when I build the new circuit, I will omit those and then just solder it into place in this chassis. So it shouldn't be a really big deal. The flatline compressor, the way I built it, is a 3-knob, has 3 knobs, and the Demeter has 2 knobs, but then there's a 10K potentiometer trimmer. And I can just as soon use a 10K pot in that location, and then have another gain control. Now, when I built this initially, I built it with the idea was just build a compressor, and then I thought, well, you know what, if I have another gain stage, it would be nice, and that led me to the NE1, and then I was in that, like, where you're starting to sleep, and I realized you've got an auto wash circuit here, baseballs, that Pink Jimmy Photon gifted me, and I've never really used it. We tried it once on base, and it sounded cool, so it was like, okay, put that auto wash in there. And then I thought, you know what, how hard would it be to just build a DOD 250 and throw it in there? So I looked up DOD 250 base modifications. There was a guy who said you change the input capacitor 10 time value up, which made sense. And then he was recommending these 1N4001 clipping diodes. And I kind of read how his thread played out, and it made sense to me. He was sold on LEDs, which I really do like LEDs in the DOD 250, as opposed to the 1N4148 stock clipping diodes, the silicon diodes that they use from the factory. Using an LED opens it up. It's less compression. It's a lot louder, which to me makes sense because I don't want a real lot of gain on a bass overdrive. I don't want that sizzly. I'm sorry. I mean, it sounds kind of farty, and maybe in a full band context it would sound a little better. But to be honest, I don't know how much we're going to use the overdrive on this. I'm sure we will try it. The idea with this would be that it would replace our Zoom G1, which the only reason that I'm doing that is because the compressors in the Zoom don't seem to do much. Maybe it's just lack of experience or me not setting it right, but this was a really fun project, and you'll definitely see us utilizing this when we go out. We're going to be this is going to be what we're going to be playing through. So it was a lot of work. It really was. This was a lot. It was like 4 days of work, when normally, Well, I mean, I don't want to say that because a normal pedal is 4 days worth of work. This was, it was a lot. It was long days, is what it was. But it came out nice, don't you think? Should I get the label maker out and print little labels? Copty's saying no. There you have it. It's done. All right, you guys. I always like to try to remember and say, oh, well, you know what? I'll make that another video. I wanted to let you guys know there's going to be no concert today, at least. We'll get to that when we can. Normally we would be uploading probably today or yesterday would have been uploading. But the fact of the matter is, I burned myself on the hot glue gun. I've got razor cuts, sheet metal cuts. I have a condition called paresthesia where my hands get numb from time to time if I push it, and my hands are completely numb. I've got like a pulled muscle thing going on my one leg. I've got a gout flare up in my other leg. My back pain is off the charts, and I'm not feeling it right now. So we're going to take a break, but we got a concert coming up for you. It's going to be Pilfer, which I love. I love this song, Pilfer. It's an excellent little ditty that we wrote. Pilfer. Jack Rabbit Geeta Attack. Song we wrote about when our cat goes into blitz, wild rumpus mode, for when the eyes get big and they half brown bag, which is a mutated all along the watchtower, fun little ditty, and then is that just 3?
I don't remember.
Yeah, well, we'll let you know. But it's going to be a fun, compact. What we're going to try to do is, it's going to be all black and white, and we're not going to talk. We talked a lot in the last one. This is going to be a short one. It's just going to be music. Maybe we'll talk a little bit. We'll say hi. But look for that concert within a week, because I've got to heal up here, guys. I'd love to do it, to plug in now and to stay up all night shooting, but I need to give my body a rest. I'm banged up. All right, you guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon, and peace.